welcome back for the last game of the night for the opening day OCS 2019. It's going to be Gravitas Academy versus AV Academy, rounding out the day. We've had some pretty interesting games so far.
We have. No, I've enjoyed today. I think it's been a good opening day. We've had some one-sided affairs. We've had some close games as well. It's been a good spread so far.
Yeah, certainly interesting as to where the metas landed. We've seen a bunch of Akali, I think, been successful.
A lot of different stuff as well.
Yeah, a bunch of Kindred be successful.
Yep. We also had Sonatarik.
Yeah, at the start of the
Sonatarik, we had
we did have a Sonatarik.
Yeah, and then we had Tarik as well. So Tarik getting a lot of play today as well. We've seen a number of different things.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You look at like domestically or not domestically, internationally, MSI, like Sonatarik is receiving bans here and there.
Yep.
Has been kind of popping up all over the place for a fairly long time and is kind of very obnoxious to deal with, to be honest.
Very tough to deal with. It's one of those ones where
it puts you on a clock.
Yeah.
You don't pick something that puts you on a clock. They pick something and they're like, deal with it.
Okay, kill me.
Yeah.
You have to kill me.
Yeah.
Or you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, man, I just wanted to farm.
Yeah. It's almost like 2014 Chiefs vs Legacy at Winter Finals. But
hey,
look, that's
all
right. Yeah. This last game of the day is going to be Gravitas Academy versus AV. And hopefully get an interesting matchup. You know, some of the players we've seen before. Hot Chelly, big Orianna player.
Yep.
Why not? Is a guy that I know and have seen around the traps for a long time. Yep. Very young player, up and coming to the OCS.
Yep. Guapi as well on Gravitas Academy has come from high school E-League last year. So he was a high school student from New Zealand, I believe, who is now playing OCS. So really cool to see someone sort of, climb the system.
Yeah.
High school to OCS and, who knows, OPL whenever.
Yeah. And you were saying Faulkner as well on the other side, the jungler for AV.
Faulkner, no, didn't play in the high school league, I don't think, but is someone that I've sort of had my eye on for a little while. I've watched and played against him and watched a fair few of his games, and I think he's someone to keep an eye on. I think he could be pretty good in the next couple of years.
Yeah, okay, so jungle matchup. Maybe one that we want to kind of track heading into this game. Got yourself a tea this time.
Actually, it's just cold water because the hot water wasn't working, and I
you
started freaking out.
You had to put the thumb. You don't know how to use the tap. It's one of those safety things.
You have to put your thumb over the thing.
Yeah, so you have to touch the sensor and you have to hit the tap.
Because I was pressing the button and I was like, maybe it's just taking a while for the water to boil. Anyway, basically, chat, the water wasn't coming out. We only get 3 minutes in between the games, and I literally sat down 10 seconds before the broadcast started again. So I have a tea mug full of cold water.
That's so depressing.
Delicious.
That's just a sad one. We were talking about the jungle matchup. I feel like we've seen some very one-sided jungle matchups today. That is the role, I think, more often than not, that has decided these games.
Yes. Jungle is, it's a weird one where your team, how good your team is, has a massive impact on jungle, but also it's a role where a skill discrepancy has a massive impact on the game. So it sort of works both ways. Like if your teammates are better than enemy teammates, it's going to make up for you being a worse jungler.
Yeah.
But if you are
it's forgiving and very punishing at the same time.
No, we've definitely seen a number of jungle blowouts. And I think the worst ones are the ones where we see players pick aggro junglers and then not pull their ganks off. So it's things like Zenx, Camille. It's things like the game we just saw.
Yep, Hi Goodbyes Elise.
Hi Goodbyes Elise. Those are the games where the other guy is really just farming. And then you're trying to be proactive and it's not working. And then the farming guy just rolls you at some dragon fight and then that's it.
Yep. That could very well be the case. As we mentioned, we're going to track the jungle matchup keenly between these two guys, but we are into champ select. Kindred, hot off the press, is going to be the first ban here for Gravitas and makes a lot of sense. We've seen a lot of victories today. Hasn't lost a singular game. And is always going to be the answer from the other side.
Yeah, we didn't speak very much about AVA Academy. We did touch on Faulkner a little bit.
Yep.
I think Relopal actually played for Legacy a few years ago.
Yep.
I remember him. He's quite good. Banished, I don't recognize. I feel like that might be a name change or a fresh face.
Elo I've seen around. Absolutely.
Elo I've seen around for a while. Yes.
Iano.
Avid Twitter.com user. And INO. Yeah. Pretty sure he played last year.
So tracking through the rest of these bands. Thresh going to hit the bench.
A lot of support bands today.
Yeah. A lot of Morgana.
Yeah.
More than anything.
It's Morgana mid. I'm pretty sure that's meta.
Flex, yeah.
I don't think, we don't see it. There hasn't been much LoL on to watch. So, we don't have a super good read of what the meta is. Other than, the play-in matches from MSI. That's really... And we've only had one day of those.
Yep.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure Morgana mid. That's what it's about. She just has permanent priority, can't punish her.
Yep.
Still does damage in team fights, early game, mid game, sorta. So.
Yep. Saw Beats pilot that one pretty successfully earlier on of the day, and it is a Kali, Hecarim,
Jace.
To round out the rest of AV Academy's bans. Galio first pick, we've seen it before. Nautilus first rotation. All of this is super standard, but as you mentioned, the Jace is the interesting one. A very hard champion to pull off when you lock it in this early. It does kind of win majority of matchups, but if you ever fall behind, Elise Syndrome. Turn into just a nothing.
Not Elise Syndrome. Elise Syndrome could
Elise
Syndrome. Elise Syndrome.
Elise.
Right.
Jake Quellen. Aaron.
Tim. No, I agree. I agree. I think that's a good point. I was usually talking about Graves. Graves is one of those champions who's just so oppressive, even or ahead. Yeah. But like, as soon as you fall behind, you just might as well not exist. But Jace, very strong champion at the moment. Insane lane priority and massive damage in the mid game. So not surprised to see him get picked up. The Nautilus as well, we've seen a few times. Nautilus, very strong. Yep.
Have yet to see it mid.
You keep asking for him to go mid.
Yes.
And he hasn't yet.
I'm honestly surprised. I'm kind of hoping that Banished is my man. I'm hoping that Banished is my Nautilus man.
Nocturne is going to the jungle.
Yep.
Faulkner is a huge Nocturne player. It's his most played champion, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And he's very good at it. So not a surprise there. We also have Jarvan on the side of Why Not, as well as Kai'Sa locked in for Hot Chelly. Jarvan also very strong at the moment.
Yep, Kai'Sa likely going to Retribution in the bottom side. Nice little interaction, the Nocturne and the Galio kind of denies the ability to ulti around the map. So MLG is going to have a bit of a rough time getting to fights if he's not there proactively. Nocturne kind of punishes you extra hard for that one. Interested to see if there is an Orianna ban coupled with that LeBlanc. If AV Academy respects the Hot Chelly's Orianna, it's definitely his best champion. Has played it for years.
You would expect it to get banned.
I would expect it.
He only, earlier this year actually, or maybe at the end of last year, I spoke to him or his coach, and they told me, like, and that was, they were making a concerted effort to move away from Orianna for him. And that was 6 months ago, max. Yeah. So he's been playing a lot of Orianna up until that point, and he's obviously an extremely good Orianna.
Branching out.
Yeah, now starting to branch out, or has branched out for the last 6 months or so. No Orianna bans, so
we're not going to get it
a little bit.
Because I do think, like, with a Galio, with a Jarvan, like Orianna already, depending on matchup, of course,
looks very good to me.
Looks very good with their comp, irrelevant of what AV Academy have put together. GP was the ban, and Zed is an interesting one. I feel like if you're banning Zed against Spanish, then he's likely not to be my Nautilus man, which makes me very upset.
Zed and Nautilus, the two mains that go together. What champions do you like to play? I'm a really big Zed player, actually. I love Zed. I love, like, the outplay and the big damage that you can do. What do you play if you can't get Zed? If I can't get Zed, mostly I play Nautilus. I love how tanky and useless I love how I don't have
to do anything. I just auto-attack. Clear the way. Echo is another interesting choice to be banned away. So big assassin player in the mid lane for AV Academy. Echo's a guy that we haven't seen for a while. I know Chaz is a big Echo proponent and was raving about how good he is.
He thought, and granted this was a patch ago, so 9.7, but on 9.7 he really thought that Echo was
the be and end all.
No, just not unexplored. Hadn't been explored in the meta. No one was really pushing Echo to see what he could do in that patch.
Yeah.
And Chaz took it upon himself to try and be that guy, and he is, thought there was a place for him in the meta, so I don't know, maybe Banished has got an Echo that we don't know about.
Yeah. Ezreal, fairly safe bottom lane if it is the Nautilus. Ezreal, that is going to be paired away. Ornn is going to be the lock-in for Guapi on the top side of the map. This is another one of those comps. It's blue side. We saw it from the Diacubs earlier today, right? There's an Orianna if they lock that one in. They've got the Jarvan, the Galio, the Ornn. They've just got the big team fight, the 2 straight carries.
Now all we need is a Fiora.
Yeah.
A Kali. Give me that 1-3-1 and we would have casted the same game 6 times.
We got a game of League of Legends.
That's it!
It's my man. This is the one. Jace going top side, unless it's Nautilus top, which would make me very upset.
Oh, it is.
It could be Nautilus versus the Ornn. I'm actually... That's ruined my day.
Built you up just to let you down.
That's ruined my day. Ezreal Braum, very potent bottom side.
Come on.
They've got 11 seconds.
Cutoff nowadays?
It's 30. It's 30. No, it's 30.
I thought they changed it to 20.
I'm pretty sure. Well,
anyway.
I'm fairly sure it's 30. We've got 4 seconds. We'll wait till 20 anyway. Let's hold out.
Yeah, let's
hold out hope.
Let's
hold out hope. They've got another
fingers crossed in the chat.
8
fingers
seconds.
In the chat.
Is there an emote?
Please, Nautilus mid.
Is there an emote? I don't think there is. 2, 1. God damn it. What are they doing? Come on. Jace into Ornn. Look, that matchup is awful for Jace, but I want to see it anyway because I want the Nautilus in the mid lane.
Come on, mate.
Yep, it's a little bit of a roughie. We don't get what we want, but the composition does make sense overall.
I'm sending an email to Avant Gaming.
Yep.
Please sub out Banished for next week.
Disappointment.
You can spend that time learning Nautilus.
So, we don't get what we want, but Hot Chelly got himself the Orianna. Top matchup is Nautilus versus Ornn, so we're not going to see too much action, and I feel like the mid 2v2 is realistically going to be where we see most of the jungle ganks in this game.
Well, no. Well, yes and no, right? Because Faulkner obviously doesn't want to gank pre-6.
To get 6.
Whereas the Jarvan definitely does. So I think there is the potential for like a 2v2 with a counter gank. But I don't expect like a, big clash, not like we saw with the Kindred game.
And if you can hear a trace of laughter in Tim's voice, it's because he's
I'm not laughing.
He's just spilt
I may
the
have sat on
entire
my tea.
mug of tea, aka cold
Just
water, all over the table. But look, that's fine. That's on your side of the table. I'm okay with that. That is, that's absolutely okay with me. But these are two fairly similar compositions. You got the Jarvan Galio going in, whereas you got the Nocturne on the other side. Kind of more poke heavy in the hands of AV, whereas more engage heavy in the hands of what is?
Oh, spectator bug.
Ah, okay.
I was like, did they move the base gate?
It's the weight. You gotta wait at the base gate to like get optimal speed, efficiency. Mazda 3, zoom zoom.
Shouts out Mazda 3.
Hell yeah. I like that Jace skin.
Arclight, is
Yeah.
it? Oh no, it's not called Arclight. It's called Bright Hammer.
It's just Captain America, like
Captain America.
Like-
I hate Captain
no,
America.
it's like good guy. It's like lawful good Jace.
Yeah,
But the skin looks
good Jace.
lawful good Jace.
I
but
think
the
it's
skin
Bright
looks
Hammer.
cool.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Something
that makes
like that.
sense. I do want to see the Braum skin. I hope he's got his. I hope it's the Braum skin that. Oh no, he's gone for the Vault one. Also, he's gold. If you're gonna go Vault, you're gonna go shirtless Vault. But if you
Shirtless Vault.
yeah, if you go for what is the Kuden Braum skin? I don't know what it's called, but his head is like. It's like in a splash up with like Gragas, and you can just see his like head.
Wait, no. Splash out with Gragas. I was going to say it's not like the Lord of the Rings skins, but I don't think he has one of those skins.
Is there like a Lord of the Rings skins? I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
I mean, I would
there's,
have seen them.
Greybeard Vega,
Oh, true.
Cask Bearer,
Yeah, okay.
maybe more Robin Hood than Lord of the Rings. I mean, obviously, the Gandalf one is Vega,
Yeah. So,
but...
Gravitas looking
oh,
for
the
a,
level 2 Jarvan.
Yeah,
okay.
hardcore force on the bottom side. Very nice ward was actually placed by Avant
Yeah.
Academy in the tri-bush, so
Saw it coming. They got the ramp too.
Yes.
They've got double on the red side.
both
So
entrances.
second time we've seen level 2 ganks be scouted out today. Must be popular in solo queue at the moment.
Yep, doesn't lose too much, given that he goes back. He gets himself the Scuttle Crab. He didn't lose all that much time. Why not kind of just
Yeah,
put his head down to
but
the
the
bottom
problem for
side?
him now is that everybody knows where he is.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure anymore, especially when he runs through mid. There's no pressure
Guys,
for
I'm
him
here.
anymore.
Yep.
Like, yes, okay, he's going to get double crab, but, like, okay, for Nocturne's probably not the end of the world. Like, Faulkner's like, okay, man, like, whatever. Like, you can run through mid. You can have your crabs. I'm just going to take my chickens.
Yeah. Because on both sides, it's kind of okay. As a Jarvan, you don't necessarily want to walk. Like, if you're EQing at a Nocturne that is like even level, even HP, lethal tempo, he's just going to bop you in the head. Like, if you're not landing the EQ, then he's just going to shred you in the jungle. So it's not like there's a huge mismatch and Why Not wants to be pressuring, forcing him off can, stuff like that. So looks for an opportunity,
Yeah.
doesn't quite find it, gets double scuttle. It's not like he's necessarily in a bad position at all, given the opportunity you look for.
No, definitely not. So yeah, both junglers sort of doing what their respective champions should do, so that's a good sign. See bot priority here for GRVA.
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 Oh, that's a four-letter tag.
4-letter tag. Not allowed.
Is that new?
as far as
I don't
I'm
think
aware.
I've ever seen a four-letter tag. I think two-letter tags are allowed, like IG. You can have
Yep.
a two-letter tag.
Yep.
What could you come up with a four-letter tag?
You can start writing words.
You could write like boom
Yeah. You can start writing words like
or like
done.
clap.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah, get
like
clapped.
Poop.
Yeah, you could. Why was that so funny?
All the
That
swear
was-
words are 4 letters too.
Oh, that was so dumb. Yeah, fair enough. You can't do those though.
Oh, you
You
can't.
won't
Well,
pass the behavior check.
we didn't think you could do 4 letters, but
Yeah.
apparently you can.
GRVA.
So maybe you can do the swear words. I don't know.
Gravitas walked around the corner and they were like, GRVA, look at me.
Are you scuba?
What?
It's a very obscure reference.
Sure enough, so mid lane matchup.
Okay, Hot Jelly on the
Yeah.
Oriana. Has a CS lead. Oh, just watches the shockwave fly by.
is here though. Level 4 Nocturne gang.
You know
Actually
what's
gets
sick
the
about that?
flash.
He sidestepped the Nocturne Q.
Hot Shelly.
Yeah,
Yeah, before
That's
he flashed
cool.
over.
that's really cool. I feel like most people don't think about Nocturne Q that much, but like, it's his maxed ability. It does the most damage.
Yeah.
It gives him move speed and AD if you stand on it.
Why not?
Email.
Do get the taunt.
Okay. get the
Relocal walked
shield
into
up,
that one.
though.
Has the stand behind me and does so behind the Ezreal. That's a
Oh!
heal burn from
Nice.
Retribution, and they pick up the kill on the back end. Ignite ticking. Relocal has flash, doesn't burn anything, and he falls down.
Retribution says, nah, 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 nah. Where are you going? You're not going home. I'm sending you home.
Yep. Sure did. Ward over the
No,
wall.
I like
him on the
the,
ground.
oh,
and he gets it.
smote it.
That feels mega bad. Faulkner's looking for the chase, but
Faulkner's angry.
MLG is here.
Faulkner's angry.
He landed the Q this time, and unfortunately isn't able to continue this one. Jace not in lane. Neither is the Braum, but they are looking to contest. Why not on this crab? They do
He
have
knows
vision
he
in the
doesn't have
tri-bush.
smite because he just smoked his Gromp away.
Faulkner gets the last laugh.
He's choosing not to use his smite also.
Yeah. Using smite, that's how you lose Scuttle Crab. So he didn't use it, and he got the Scuttle Crab.
Yep.
Relopo uses that speed to zoom back to lane.
You
Fortunately,
definitely
he fall
prefer
down.
that Gromp though, for the mental damage.
Mental damage?
You know
Knew
what I
about the
mean?
mental damage?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Faulkner was, like, he did it to, like, 1 health. He just spent 5 seconds killing the Gromp and then he didn't get it. He's angry.
So why people like flash over the red pit and then smite away buffs?
Yes, that is why they do that.
Interesting strategy. So Faulkner is getting a fairly uncontested track to level 6. Lost his Gromp. Mental damage has been inflicted, but level 6 mark is the prize he wants to get towards. Then he can link up with a Nautilus. I feel like even into an Ornn, like that is...
It is going to be a toughish gank. Like, he has the Unstoppable for the Fear, and then he has the Charge and his first Flash. So it's probably, you probably want to look at mid
Hot
lane.
Jelly, no Flash,
Yeah.
does have the cleanse right now, but...
Yeah, it's probably where you're trying to go.
Wants to make them the first one most effective. I feel like Galio support not so much, but Galio as a solo laner, especially mid and Nocturne, TF, champions like that with the global ultis, really, you can judge the game they're going to have based on the effectiveness of their first ulti. If they're like reactively doing it to a skirmish, it's always going to be a bad time, and unless you're cleaning up a bunch of kills, can feel fairly rough. So opportunity will present itself fairly soon, and Faulkner is looking to hit that level 6 mark and then make an impact on the map.
Really like the river control that Avan Academy have established.
Yep.
I mean, they only really have 2 pinks at the moment, but that's enough. Really dangerous for Why Not to enter the river right now.
Yep.
He doesn't know that Faulkner's not 6 yet. He is 6, so he probably has in his mind, like, probably telling his teammates, hey guys, Nocturne's 6 soon, be careful. I like this also, though, from Gravitas. They get the bot lane shove in, and now they're entering the river as a group.
They've put a lot of effort into ganking the bottom side. Relocal is actually going to get
Oh.
spotted out. Why Not didn't have
What
vision,
the-
but that's a flash. The
Wow.
hard commit over the wall, and Nocturne comes flying in. Faulkner gets to the play. The
that
Q
Q
was
almost
just
killed
not
him.
enough from the Ezreal, and this could be
Faulkner's still
disaster.
going.
Banished is coming down. Why Not is barely escaping with his life. The Oriana is floating down the river as well, but this just could be the 1-for-1 trade. Braum has spawned and is walking back to the play. Banished is caught towards his bottom side of the map and can't get
Banished
back to
has
lane.
already
but-
burned his flash, though, getting
Yeah.
down here, and Hot Jelly has ult, so he's really afraid of... Yeah, and I think this might be it for him.
Yeah, TP's going to come through. No flash available, as you mentioned. Shockwave lands, as does the taunt. Gravitas able to find themselves another kill, and that was just TP advantage for the Ornn. The Nautilus TP back to lane is having a fairly rough time towards the top side of the map. CS deficit is there, and Grappy uses the summoner advantage, gets himself a kill, and gets themselves 2 turret plates on the bottom side.
Well, I mean, it's I think it's just a little bit of hesitation. Banished really wanted to get involved in that fight over the wall. Like, he knew that if he could get there, he would kill both of them. And if not, at least burn all their sums, and, you know, they live on a sliver of health. But just because, and I'm not sure what he flashed from, but just because he had to flash to get in range to kill that Jarvan, what he wanted and what he could do, they no longer matched up. And he waited for long enough to give Guapi the opportunity to TP behind him. So good punish from Yorn, but yeah, undisciplined, I think, from Banished.
Yeah, and it really did start off with why not just living on literal 1
Oh,
HP.
so unlucky. And
the
then Ezreal tags him with the Q too.
And
so frustrating.
Yeah, you can see the shadow following him from the Nocturne, but was the Jace necessary to be able to clean up that kill? So Retribution walks out of that fight with 2 kills on the Kai'Sa, goes back, buys a BF sword. Ezreal isn't in the worst position, up 5 CS, now 2, but has himself a Sheen tier. That's kind of the optimal Ezreal build.
Yeah, he's got the right items for lane.
Yep.
You know, he's comfortable. He can Q farm if Braum wants to leave. He can still fight if there's an all-in for whatever reason. Like, with his ult, he's still going to do significant damage. So, not a bad position for the Avant bot lane to be in, despite having 2 kills on the Kai'Sa. Yep. Although, she just based for her first completed item, which is a bit spooky.
Stormrazor comes out quickly. Gravitas Academy knows something is up. Shockwave is not available here for the Orianna. About 5 seconds on the cooldown, so Earth Dragon gets handed over to AVA Academy. They're going to pick that one up and going to do them a great service, trending in towards the back end of this game. We mentioned it, the first Nocturne ulti was not a success. Faulkner had to use it to reactively get to the play. Wasn't able to pick up the Jarvan kill, but
it's not...
wasn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it
wasn't bad,
not
it just
dying,
wasn't good.
Not dying and trading for a kill. Would have been better if he got the kill, but just because it starts... if he gets the kill, he runs Presence of Mind and Ultimate Hunter.
Yeah.
So, the first one working, one of the reasons why it's so important is just to get that cooldown.
Like genuinely, like
because
tangibly,
you're getting something out of it. It's not just the mental. You know, we don't just say it like, oh, his first one failed, so the game's not going
sucks,
well.
haha.
And like he's not. It's like no, there really is a tangible reason as to why getting a kill on that first ult is so beneficial.
It's all about the tangible assets, and why not putting all his assets in the bottom lane basket, ganking this heavily level 2, level 4, now level 7 as well. They do get a bunch of plates, but the turret does not fall down. Faulkner answers with a Rift Herald on the top side of the map, and they may just be looking to bash this one into mid lane. 11 minutes on the clock.
Wave, so they're going to do it just for the...
Hot Chili.
Hot Chili has flash. He doesn't want to throw the hook and then get stuck under tower and have Hot Chili flash away afterward.
Yep, Shockwave would keep him in, and
but
would be rough.
Not having any wave means that no one's there. No one can get in range to get those plates. As Faulkner ults in.
Ulti onto the Kai'Sa. The Galio is just immediately dead. Braum over the wall can look for the Q flash, but doesn't want to pull the trigger. So a single kill onto the support of Gravitas Academy means AV get themselves some time in the mid lane. The crash from the Rift Herald only gave plate gold to Faulkner. Nobody else got a touch on the turret, and they were all just too far away. So 2 plates gone, kill over, and everything somewhat stabilizes.
Really like the roam from Elo there.
Yeah.
His TP was down, but it was about to come back up. So he times his roam with the TP coming back up, and he'll now be able to, if he chooses, to TP back to that top lane. I'm not sure what the HP is there. Probably not under time threat. But he could have just TP'd straight back top, soaked that wave.
Loses 2 plates, but they get 2 plates in the mid lane. They,
AP Nautilus in the top lane.
Yeah, interesting. But that is the build. That is the new build, right?
I like it.
Yeah, you can go for Zhonya's immediately after. You can go from Relos, maybe because he is top lane and realistically is the biggest front line they could have. Like, goes towards something more tanky, Abyssal Mask, anything like that. Wants to deal damage, but be a useful front line. But I feel like the benefit of Nautilus is the CC is always going to land there, and now that his ratios are just astronomical and he can deal damage, you can queue in, you can ulti a Kai'Sa, you can ulti the Orianna, and then you do have the Zhonyas when you build towards that, and you can build full AP and still be relatively useful.
Yeah, once you have the once you have that invulnerability, it's like you're still
You're
sort of front
tanky,
line.
yeah. You're not a pure tank, you're not a lifesteal tank, you're just a stasis tank. You're a gold tank.
You're just ignoring, you're just a nuisance.
you're just a pretend tank.
Yeah, they're just waiting for you to come out of Zhonya's, not autoing anyone else, because they're like, well, we want to fight front to back, but you just already ulted and your AP does so much damage.
Yes.
Faulkner's ult is about to come back up, and I feel like this is not going to be good for Why Not if he gets caught.
Yeah, he's on a pink ward. He definitely loves that bush, just above bottom lane.
Yeah.
They had complete control there the entire game, so props to Gravitas Academy.
Well, he's doing the smart thing by playing around his fed lane.
Yes.
Right? Like, yes, okay, all of his lanes are sort of fed, but this bot lane, Retribution is super strong. They've had priority almost the entire game. He really wants to take this last plating so that he can start moving around the map and breaking the rest of the outers.
And the one problem here is the disconnect between mid lane. Hot Chili goes top side, and that enables the Nocturne, the Jace, to just walk down, and there's no way for them to pressure the bot lane turret.
Unless
there was
they just
one
all
play.
run mid.
Here we go, the Shockwave has come out there. The Jace is the target. No Flash has already burnt it previously. TP's going to come in from the Nautilus, but Banished is just dead to rights. He falls down. Guappy doesn't even match the TP.
Ooh,
And
they're trying
Gravitas,
to do
they
something
find the
cheeky,
pick.
though.
Real Opal gets onto the Jarvan. Nocturne ulti comes through. Big Taunt is going to be there from MLG, but why not? It's just so incredibly low. Nautilus comes through. Galio falls down once again. Real Opal is still on the chase. Retribution doesn't have Flash or the heal. Burnt them earlier to get himself out of that one, but the kill there onto Banish started off, but AV find their way back for 2.
Love the turnaround there. Opting to just sitting in that bush. They knew that with Nautilus, it was still an even fight. And they managed to get that burst down onto Why Not, despite him rushing the Cinder Hole.
Yeah.
Nautilus still had his ult, but I don't know if that's going to work.
Elo. Not the tankiest man right now. Does have the belt. Guappy's going to land here. Can he predict? No, actually goes for Faulkner. Very nice spell shield. Gets the Nocturne away from danger, and Elo kind of gets away with murder there.
Yeah, I mean, why not on the one hand, but on the other hand, you have no creeps.
Not?
Why do it?
I thought you were making a why
I
not
wasn't.
joke.
I wish I had. No,
Close
look,
call.
he didn't use the ult in a team fight.
Didn't need to,
So
yeah.
I literally just said the same sentence twice in a row.
Yeah.
I like this, doing both at once until it
Efficiency.
resets. And
Doesn't want to take the blue. Imagine if Hot Chili just took both. He just
I would be
instead
so
of
angry.
E, he just Qs and
Yeah.
QWs both of them. Cheeky 1800 gold.
But Faulkner so far, 4 for 4 on those ults.
1800 is
I'm pretty
too much
sure
gold.
Presence of Mind only procs if you kill them. So he isn't getting the Presence of Mind refund because he isn't getting any kills.
Yep.
But Ultimate Hunter, definitely working.
Yeah. On the assist, he has 4 of those. Still maintains the stopwatch. Elo actually picked that one up as well. So has the stasis already, probably going for the Zhonya's second item if that is the case. 2 kills on the Nautilus. Doesn't look like the scariest thing in the world, but it just means he's ahead in levels. Well, not necessarily opposed to his lane opponent, but it's further than he would be.
Nocturne's opted into the dragon here, and that's meant that they've had to sack top tower.
That is first brick as well. The Ornn is incredibly tanky. I didn't notice until just now, but 50 CS lead given how much time Elo has spent TPing towards bottom side. Guappy wasn't able to, or didn't need to match the one in the mid lane. That's an ulti. Big taunt once again from MLG, but the Kai'Sa is dead to rights. 3 versus 1 on the back end. Galio, nothing he can do. And the bottom lane for Gravitas Academy gets picked on. Faulkner picks up the kill. Presence of Mind is there, and
no summoners.
Looking for an answer. Banish, no flash.
Speaking of no summoners.
Ooh, why not? May just be getting taken down right now. Hot Chili tanking the turret to keep his jungler alive.
Oh,
Stasis gets himself around. Elo is here and has the ulti. Flash over the tank in the Ornn. Cleans up Hot Chili on the Orianna, and feel like Nautilus versus Ornn. There's not going to be a kill here, but Elo has already done his job. That's a big chunk of damage. Guappy turning this one around.
Okay. I really like the Nocturne ult bot. I mean, yes, okay, we were talking about that dragon for top tower trade, but as soon as Elo spotted Jarvan taking his golems, Faulkner was like, hey guys, we're running bot. We're going to take this tower at least, and if they're here, we dive, because they don't have sums. And as soon as they spotted them,
never-ending team fight happening right now. MLG has the taunt, still has E available, and Real Opal thought he was getting onto the Ornn, but unfortunately the Ornn was getting onto him, and he falls down.
This Ornn is really strong.
Ulti comes out. Yeah, he's got himself a 50 CS lead still. Like, his lane
2
opponent is
items.
3-0-1, and Guappy is just the biggest tank in the game.
And he has 2 like pseudo tank items. Like
Yeah.
he has the fist and he has the Abyssal Mask, both that help him to do more damage.
Yeah,
Not
he's doing
like,
damage, and he's
unkillable,
the
but
tankiest
he
man
doesn't
on
have
the
like
map.
Randuins, you know, like he's super strong at the moment.
Certainly the case. So, tracking into 20 minutes, this is one of the more even games we've had today, in all honesty. Gold lead is 1,000 apiece. Touching distance between the 2. Kill lead is just there for AV, despite the fact that Gravitas took more plates. They got first bricks, so they do have more global gold. The leads are kind of in the cross maps. It's Ornn for Gravitas and Ezreal for AV. And as we get to this stage, it is both teams sort of opting in for the 1-3-1. Defensive here for one side, whereas AV kind of...
Pretty big gold gap between Ezreal and Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
About 20 CS the difference.
Klepto gold coming into play as well.
Although that bot tower never fell. I mean, Gravitas, they did take 5 platings or 4 platings.
Yeah.
But the tower never fell, and then whereas Ezreal actually did get the tower.
And it is kind of surprising
Dive in
given
the bottom
how much
lane.
threat they put down there. Elo,
I think if they just
trying to
ignored him at the
defend,
tower,
that was the biggest demolish proc I've seen in my life. Elo may just be dead to this one. Nautilus ulti does not cancel the Ornn, and that's a 600 gold kill in the hands of Why Not. Feeling very happy on the Jarvan right now. Hot Chelly playing with fire, looking to defend this one.
He has some, also has the, actually no, Galio ult is down, so. I don't know, this is definitely a potential dive here if he sticks around, but the longer they wait, the more people there will be to answer it.
Less likely to look for this one. Reloadable was kind of hanging off towards the side, making his way to the play, but interesting that they didn't pull the trigger, so Hot Chelly successfully defends the top side of the map whilst they attack the bottom side. Elo falls down, shutdown goes over, and that's the rough one. All of a sudden, you've got the Mega Fist, you've got the Mega Mask, and this Ornn goes back by the Giant's Belt. He's only getting tankier from here, and they really don't have any shred. Jace doesn't want to hit a tank. He's building pure lethality. Ezreal, until he gets another couple of items, isn't realistically doing anything to GRVA at this stage through the Tabby, through all the armor he has. So
yeah,
this Ornn is proving to become a problem here for AVA.
Yeah, yeah. And he, I think he'll continue to be a problem. I mean, he can just keep, he has his one MR item. He doesn't really need anything else. Like, he can just continue to stack armor because Nautilus AP, like, yes, does do a bit of damage, but, I mean, he's not an Orianna. It's not that big a threat. Nautilus probably doesn't want to use all his damage on Ornn anyway. And then, okay, Ezreal, okay, he could build a Gunblade, could build a Ludens.
A Bork, probably.
I mean, I'm assuming he's going Bork, but he could build some AP. But like, I think GRVA's just going to continue building armor and continue to be unkillable.
just be tankiest man alive. Baron is now spawned at 20 minutes is on the clock. And as we mentioned, very close game between the two. The next team fight could spell it all here. The winner, they have enough HP bars, take down the Baron, blow open the game. A lot of turrets are still standing rather. Only 2 apiece, so priority over the Baron pit is a big one right now. GRVA
tanks it all.
You're going for the 1v4, that takes a lot of damage, but here's the counter engage from Gravitas. The Braum wall,
great wall
blocks the Ram. Hot Chelly still has the shockwave onto 2. Gets it onto Banished, and he is incredibly low, but on the backside, Elo comes into the fight, dealing so much damage on the Nautilus. Ayano takes down the Orianna, but this is just such a close fight. Nautilus finally falls. MLG gets the taunt onto Reloadable. Kaiser goes forward, looking for the play. Ezreal still just untouched on the backside. Faulkner causing a ruckus towards the side. Ezreal will finally go down to the jump, and no, he doesn't. Q goes wide. The Braum sticks the passive, and that's going to be everyone falling down. This could be almost an ace, and Faulkner comes in from the side. Quadra kill for the Ezreal, and AV stand tall.
What a team fight. I mean, thought that was Gravitas all the way. Kaiser just free hitting at the back, and huge Jarvan ult. Orianna pretty much 1v2s, Banished and Relopal, but they just committed to the tower, and Ezreal did not, like, just kept hitting the Qs.
Wombo after Wombo, and the Ezreal was just completely safe. The Frozen Fist buying it just enough time. Hot Chelly, rather, why not kind of auto? Thought it would take down the Ezreal, flashed over the wall, and is sitting there like, oh no, he didn't die. Gets cleaned up by Faulkner, who went in for the play, was kind of the target for the initial pick. They look for it, but he just sat off to the side on that bush on the right-hand side of your screen right now. Comes in for the cleanup, and that's a big gold swing. Still fairly even between the two, but this Ezreal is monumental now.
Very tight game. I mean, despite winning that one, AV still 2k down, or a bit less. We do have a Mountain Drake, so it looks like both teams are probably going to contest this one, and Dragon will probably fall, but I think they might commit anyway.
Yeah, the big ultis are still up and available. The Galio is not there, though. Faulkner goes in for the play, just buying some time on the backside, but this Ornn is just so damn tanky in the front line. Does Relopal have shield? He does. Blocks down the Ram. Very nice. Braum multi. Why not? May have just cost his life there. Elo goes forward.
Oh, huge
shockwave from Hot Chelly. Gets 3. Retribution into the backside. Banished. 1 versus 4. Banished for the Shadow Realm, and that may just be the Baron for Gravitas.
Definitely will be. Pings go down. Hot Chelly just going to clear out 1 creep, and they're just going to run straight there. Nothing that Avan can do from this position. Faulkner commits to the Dragon Steel. But the problem is, he cannot tank as much damage as GRVA.
No way.
I mean, GRVA just stands there tanking 4v1, is not worried at all. Faulkner, he commits to the steal, really wants that double Mountain Drake, but not only does he miss the steal, instantly dies as well. And Yeah, Gravitas, that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, absolutely. It really was the two solo lanes. Guapi just tanking up every single member of AVA as they're trending towards the Baron pit, the Dragon pit rather, and kind of keeps them in that choke. Then they get a good turn. It's the Brawl multi. They think they can turn around this fight, but Hot Shelly Shockwave onto so many members. The insta-gib on 3.
Yeah.
Retribution comes into the backline for the cleanup, and such a well-executed front-to-back team fight here for Gravitas Academy.
I think that's part of a wider point around champion mastery and about how comfortable you are on a champion. We spoke about how much Orianna Hot Shelly has played, and I think when you're super comfortable on a champion and you play a team fight like that, you're very calm. You know what damage you have. You're not worried about trying to get your combo out, and you know he just holds his ult. Might get a little bit of poke here.
Yeah.
He holds his ult because he knows there's no reason to use it yet.
He's not afraid to just wait on his ult.
Yeah, he's not a panic ulter. He just waits for it, and then he hits a huge 3-man ult and just turns the tide of the game.
Speaking of huge, that chunk into Hot Shelly, pretty massive at the back end. The Ezreal ulti comes through and chunks out the rest of the HP bar, and it's going to force the recall. So despite the Baron just going over to Gravitas Academy, they do have to stall the play here somewhat.
I know he's definitely the shining light here for AVA. I mean, he's got his 3 core items. Frozen Fist means there's a lot of outplay potential in team fights, just with the slow. He has the CDR boots as well. Like he has the aside from the Triforce, he has like the full aggro build.
Yeah,
we've seen a few Ezreals today who are going like Tarbis or
we've seen a Luden.
Ludens, and a little bit more passive. But he's really just fully opted into DPS. He's playing the team fights quite well. I think there is still an opportunity for him to just land significant poke.
Shockwave.
He's out of it.
Only
the ultimate down.
Yeah, onto the Braum. Very nice dodge there. Miano on the Ezreal. Gets himself to safety, and he really is the only carry that's going to stand tall this game, right?
Yeah.
Like, Falconer's going in. It's more of a diversion. He deals with the carry, the GA. He's like that nuisance that buys a lot of time.
Faulkner can still... If Faulkner doesn't have to engage with his ult, he can be relevant.
Yep. Jace.
If he can pick off a straggler like an Orianna who uses Zhonya's and flashes away, and he can follow that up, okay, yes, he can be relevant. But every time he ults at the start, he's just going to die flying in. And unfortunately, their other tank, air quotes, Nautilus, he has to be melee ranged to engage. He's either hook or he needs to be close enough for an ult on a backline member. And it's going to die pretty quick as soon as that Zhonya's wears off.
And look at that damage, or lack thereof. Jace with the double lethality doing literally nothing to the Ornn. Got the
upgraded Zhonya's on Orianna as well. I mean, that's a... How much do you get extra armor from that? Or just
I think
AP?
it gives you extra AP.
Yeah.
I don't think it gives you armor, and it doesn't give you CDR. But Gravitas, eyes on the bottom side of the map here. Guapi just 1v1, tank versus air quotes tank, and the Nautilus here has gone the AP build, has the Zhonya's, is not able to hold his turret, especially given this lead. This is approaching a flame horizon here for the top side of the map. 7 more creeps, another couple of waves, and this Ornn may just reach that point over the Nautilus.
Yeah, and Gravitas just doing the smart thing, committing everyone to the same lane. No stragglers, no one getting picked by a Nocturnal randomly, just shoving the wave in, picking up all the standing gold. Looks like some pings going down in the middle lane. They're going to commit to this middle lane dive potentially with the Ornn.
Yeah, they still do have the combo, right? Ornn can flank from top side. He has infinite prio. They do have the Jarvan Galio. Why not has flash? So it's not like their engage range is small by any means. They have options all over the place, but this is just defensive play. Maybe the Dragon is a good one. They want to pick this one up, have 2 minutes on the Baron. They want to wait for that to come online and then use their combo around a bigger objective. They don't want to try and force under a turret and
it can be risky. It can be scary. Like if you're Gravitas and you're like, look, if we play slow, we can't lose. If we play fast, maybe we can lose. At the same time, most of their engage is non-committal. Like, okay, Ornn ult will probably get blocked by Braum.
Yep.
But like, you can throw the ball in, or you can, I don't know, EQ in, flash out, or ult in, EQ backwards. Just name stuff.
Pretty committal.
That is committal, yes, but you have ways out.
Yeah, okay, fair. You're not technically
But the point is they don't know what the gold lead is. We know if they dive, it will almost certainly work.
Yep.
But they don't necessarily know that.
Ornn's just going to build himself a Bramble Best as Baron is spawning in the next minute. Faulkner potentially looking for something here. Throws out the Dust Blade and won't connect onto anyone. Just trying to defend as much of their vision as possible. You can see the Ornn is just straight grouping right now. Nautilus is doing nothing in a side lane, just wants to get his wave out as far as possible before he has to group in 40 seconds. So Ulu trying to do his best. The Proto Belt means that he does kind of just one-shot the waves with that E button.
Guapi is level 17.
Yep. That's big. He's 3 levels higher than any other opponent.
There's Warmogs. That's not fair.
He just finished his Thorn Mail. He built himself a Bramble Vest. He built himself a Thorn Mail.
He looks like he's in like a practice tool game.
Oh, double knock up as well. Ulti is there, but with the Braum shield still available from reload, but Guapi rightly doesn't call that one. Does lane it onto the
Faulkner.
Yeah, Nocturne though. They're looking for the jungler. Blast Plant will get him. Why not doesn't pull the trigger on an E-Flash ult combo, and they do just back away. So Ornhorn is down, but the cooldown is incredibly short given this stage of the game. Level 17. Max ulti rank, you have all the CDR, is 4 items deep, and it's not going to be long before he can use that cooldown once again.
Why not?
Don't commit to the fight. Ever so tense between these two teams. Ornn is still looking for the flank, but no ulti for about another 30 seconds means they can't commit to this one. Mid-wave is going to be the prize, as Ornn's just going to shove out the top side of the map, so everything does just kind of fall to the wayside a little bit here. Braum flashes forward, ulti is going to whip though. Faulkner goes on to Kai'Sa. Retribution in trouble, but does have stopwatch. The shield from Ori, flash and heal available. Fear lands. Galio's going to come down into a nothing knockup, but TP is here for the Ornn. AV, can they continue this fight? Galio onto the Ezreal, but he's not dishing out any damage at this point. Gravitas may be able to turn this one around. E-Flash from Why Not is going to pick up the Ezreal, and that's a turn team fight. Triple kill for Hot Chili, and that's going to be Baron number 2.
Yeah, unfortunately for Retribution, Orianna couldn't see where he was through the Nocturne ult. No shield. He had to ult on himself. But in the end, it didn't matter. Definitely gold lead reigning supreme there. Not much that AVA could do despite getting the kill on the AD carry early on. This Ornn is just so huge.
Yeah.
So, as is the Orianna.
Yeah, 9, 2, and 4 after that team fight. 700 gold shutdown. That looked like it could have been the pick. Guapi is topside, no ulti available, doesn't have the TP, and they hard commit to the Orianna. But unfortunately, Braumfisher goes wide. They have to go under Kai'Sa, and she has stopwatch, flash, healed, Orianna shield. They do get the kill, but they've just committed too many resources to the one member. Collapse comes through, cleanup comes through, and Gravitas, they wipe the floor.
Yes, 3 items now for Retribution, so he's also quite large, although completed Last Whisper for the Ezreal, which is going to be pretty relevant in this next team fight. It might mean that his poke is not as ignorable for Guapi.
Yeah, seems
like
very
that already
necessary.
Looks like a lot more damage than he did to him in the last team fight, but I don't know. It's not enough. You know, they've got Jace mid and AP Nord. They needed to win at this stage, you know.
And he's trying his best, 4 levels down. You mentioned we we're kind of toying with the idea of a couple of Ezreal builds, and as you mentioned, Bork Last Whisper is possibly going to do the most that he could build to get through this Ornn, but it is still a hard task. WQ lands and he doesn't even break the shield there.
Yeah.
This is just the 5-man commit to mid lane. Baron buff is there, but until the next wave, this cannon is just going to be the only one hitting the turret. Side lanes are eventually going to push in for Gravitas Academy, but they haven't expedited the process, so...
Yeah, just committing to this one wave, I think. Probably looking for a dive. I mean, they probably can just auto-attack the tower.
Yep.
No.
Do they step up?
Yeah.
Retribution finally gets access. Why not? Drops the flag for extra attack speed, but now onto the inhib. The ball is just so threatening. You can see every member of AV has to respect.
Be a fight. Faulkner's on the side, but he's standing on a ward.
Guapi looks for an engage, but cannot quite find it. Nord ulti is going to be the play. Nocturne comes through. They're onto Retribution, but he gets out from the play. And it goes into the backside, but he's immediately taken out. Too much damage coming out of Hot Chili. The Ornn is unkillable, and AV expended everything to look for that kill. They only get the one. Inhib is going to be the prize here for Gravitas Academy. Faulkner trying to cut the wave as best as possible, but too little too late and won't be able to. Elo looks like he's getting solo dived by the Ornn, and why not? Hot Chili, they didn't care about the kills, they care about the win. That's going to be the victory for Gravitas Academy. Straight onto the Nexus, 2 turrets dead. Faulkner gets a reset here, but very difficult for him to defend that Nexus, and that goes down. Cheeky win for Gravitas Academy here to start off the season. And it's a comfort pick It's the Oriana, but it is a 10-2 finish and a very comfortable game from Hot Chili.
Yeah, you need to question, I think, the draft a little bit there. Why is any one trick playing their one trick? Even Faulkner, I think he did have a really good performance on the Nautilus, the Nocturne, sorry. Yep. Finished the game 2-1-10 in a game where there was a ton of kills. There was a lot of action. And I think, on both sides, it is the first week of OCS, and these teams will learn.
They're new, figuring each other out, figuring their opponents out.
These teams will learn, but I think, it shows you the power of champion mastery. When you really know a champion inside out like that, it's almost hard to have a bad performance.
Yeah, certainly the case. And I do want to say, as well as like ease of execution of composition, we've seen the Dire Cubs.
Yep.
Like, obviously, I think one of the better teams coming into the OCS this season, right? They have a lot of experience together. They picked an Ornn comp.
And I like that.
Right? And they just picked Stan. And then you saw Gravitas do exactly the same thing. It's like Ornn, it's Oriana. They have Galio. Sorry, they don't have the Galio. No, they do have the Galio with the Jarvan, the combo over the top. They have the very stable team fight comp. And it's very easy to execute for your first game of the season.
Yeah, I like when good teams, the better teams, opt into the easy to execute stuff, not falling for the ego trap of the sense that okay, well, like we're the good players, so like we're gonna play like
we can do what we want.
We do what we want. We're gonna play it's fun. I find this champion fun, and we played it one game in scrims this week, and like I'll pull it off. Like
one game in scrims, that's the classic.
I can pull this off, and they still win, but it's ugly or whatever. I really like when they say, okay, we think this is meta. It's easy to execute. We think we're better. We got better macro. We saw it work, I think, every game.
Yeah, that's the thing. The easy composition sometimes does shine when you get to game day. The pressure is on, the nerves are there, but the results certainly do follow. And speaking of results, we're going to take a look at the day. What has happened so far? First game, it actually was a bunch of blue side victories. Mprox take down Order Academy, Dire Cubs take down UTS Esports, and Chiefs Academy take down Bombers Academy. Legacy Genesis get the victory over Mammoth. In the Battle of the Queensland Unis, it's actually UQ Union that take the victory there. And in the last game, we just saw Gravitas do take down AV. And following that, we're going to take a look at the schedule for next week. This will be 5 p.m. next Thursday, starting off same time, same place. It's going to be University of Queensland versus Gravitas, who we just saw play. AV versus Mprox. Mammoth versus QUT Tigers. Bombers Academy versus Legacy Genesis. UTS Esports versus Chiefs. And then Order versus Dire Cubs to round out that day.
Exciting week of games ahead. I think I'm very curious to see how the OCS develops over the next few weeks and what the meta looks like and what the drafts are. I think OCS meta is I find that they don't do a lot of copying.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's not just like a carbon copy of like what overseas teams are doing because a lot of those OCS players the champion pools aren't huge because OCS, they're not in gaming houses. They're just playing in their sort of spare time. A lot of them are juggling other stuff. We have university teams for a reason.
But it's intrinsically true to what they play, is what you're saying. Like, they play the stuff that they play. And like, it's not like plug and play, you look at Korea and then you watch OCS and it's the same
budget
thing.
Korea.
Yeah,
It's, and it changes the drafts a lot because 100%. We see OP champs get left up because we need target bans to deal with Hot Chili Oriana. And then this guy's playing this thing that we actually haven't seen played because it gets banned every game. And then, the guy who plays one champion all the time is playing whatever.
It's interesting. It doesn't shape out how you expect every time.
It's very different tournament meta to what you see in overseas tournaments.
Yeah, certainly the case. And tracking on with the rest of the season, we see how all these teams shape up, who trends towards the top of the ladder, who unfortunately has to trend towards the bottom. And it's going to be interesting to see who kind of does take that leap in the OPL. But this was day number 1 of the OCS. I'm Ejim. This is Tim, Carbon Wendell. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.